Hi, I'm Cynthia. I teach yoga for the town of Newington and in many other places. And today's offering, a collaboration between the Lucy Robbins Wells Library and the Newington Parks and Rec Department, is a teen yoga class for changing your mood. Now, in this particular climate, this pandemic climate, all sorts of things are coming up, all sorts of frames of mind and ways of feeling, all sorts of emotions. And some of them may be really challenging for us. And I do think in the end, it's best to feel whatever feelings are there. That's the way to get through them the most effectively. But sometimes we might feel a certain way, which is challenging or hard or disruptive, and we still have to get that assignment done for school or chores or whatever it is that we have to do. So sometimes it's useful to just change gears. And this is a yoga practice that's going to help you change gears so that you can do what you need to do, even though you feel the way you feel right now. So there's going to be some breathing. That's called pranayama. And that the breathing is actually one of the 8 branches of yoga, and the movement is another one. That's what we think of as yoga, but there's all sorts of things that are yoga. So I invite you to pause this video and gather a yoga mat or other sticky mat. Make sure you're wearing something comfortable and not restrictive so you can move and not feel like your clothes are holding you there. Jeans are not a good idea. So just find something that is going to move with you. So if you want to pause the video and go gather those things, that's great. And it'll be here when you get back. So if you just got back, this is going to be about a 30-minute practice, maybe a little bit less. So the first thing I invite you to do is find a comfortable seat. Sitting on a blanket or towel can be helpful. And let your spine grow long, and then find a nice, gentle way to close your eyes. And take this next couple of minutes to just notice what you actually are feeling. Sometimes it's helpful to label what you're feeling minutely, like I feel my body on the floor. I feel tightness around my heart. I feel anger and it makes my stomach feel tight. I feel hurt. I feel sad. I feel lonely, whatever it is. I'm not suggesting you use those. I'm just giving you examples. Sometimes just naming something tames it. Sometimes it just wants to be seen. And once you've come to a way of labeling the things that you're feeling, and if you want to do that longer, again, just pause this video and stay in that a little bit longer. And otherwise, let's open our eyes, and I'm going to move back now. And because I want you to see more of my body, I find it more comfortable to sit on a blanket. So I'll do that. So the first thing that we're going to do that helps move energy and change the way we feel, it's called skull polishing breath, or Kapalabhati. And it looks like this. You take a deep breath in through the nose. See my belly expand, and then you snap your belly, pulling it in, sending all the breath out your nose. Again, breathe in, snap the belly, out the nose, and then you just allow a passive inhale. So it's an active exhale and a passive inhale. So let's just try 10 of those. Deep breath in, snap. And see how you did. I'm going to show you the side view. And sometimes when you're new to this, there is snorting that happens. So know that that's not anything you're doing wrong. So again, from the side, deep breath in, belly expands. And I'm hoping you have the hang of it. And now let's do it again. You can keep your hand or hands on your belly or not. And take a deep breath in. And we're going to do 30 this time. Begin. And then take another deep breath in. And hinge forward at the hip. Bring your hands right in front of you on the mat, and then all the breath forcefully out the mouth. Hold the breath out. Draw your navel in towards your spine and slightly up under your rib cage. So this is a bandha or a lock, and it helps build energy and build heat in the core region of your body. Hold that breath out as long as you are able. And then whenever you need to breathe in, rise up and take 3 deep, slow belly breaths in and out through the nose over the count of 5. Inhale 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bringing the breath all the way into the belly. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Expand the belly. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And then we're going to come onto all fours for a few cycles of breath. Take a deep breath in, exhale, round up like a cat, your head dangle, inhale, come forward in a cow. Side view looks like this. Exhaling, rounding up, inhale, swaying your back. Exhale, cat. Inhale, cow. And then one more to each side. And then come into neutral table, so your back is neither arched nor sway back. Curl your toes under. Take a deep breath in here. Exhale into down dog. And inhale, come up on your tippy toes and let your knees come down to the mat. Exhale, take your hips back. Inhale onto all fours, which is table. Exhale, lifting your hips up and back, turning your body into an upside down V. And inhale, tippy toes, drop the knees. You'll find it works your core. And then take your hips back. 3 more. Inhale, table.
exhale, down dog. Your feet and your hands are as far apart as your hips and your shoulders respectively. So feet hip distance and hands and arms shoulder distance. Inhale, table, exhale, down dog, inhale, tippy toes, knees down, exhale, sit back. Now the next time we come into down dog, we're gonna hold. Inhale, table, exhale, down dog, and hold here. Press the floor evenly away with all the pads of all the fingers, and then sway your hips from side to side. Feel that side body stretch. So one of the things about yoga is it takes you into your body, which in and of itself can be transforming for how you feel. So in yoga, we marry the breath and the movement. We unite body, mind, and spirit. And then come to stillness and maybe press the tailbone and pelvis up a little bit more toward the crease between the wall and the ceiling. And then on an inhale, walk your feet forward to your hands, bend your knees, hinge at the hip, and hold on to opposite elbow. You might sway the elbows from side to side. So even if you can have your legs straight, bend them a little bit. We're going for a low back stretch, and one of the things about this episode of our lives is we're all sitting a whole bunch more than we used to. There used to be sports, there used to be hanging out with friends and walking places. There used to be just walking in the halls between classes. So making sure we move our bodies in all the ways they were created to move as often as possible, preferably baby, is really good. And then drop your arms, bend your knees a little bit more, and roll up to standing. So when our heads were hanging over just now, that was called an inversion, and that also helps change moods. So from here, standing in mountain, so your feet are hip distance, that's about 1 fist width, and your arms are at your sides. And then bring your hands together in front of your heart space. And we're going to inhale the arms up, really reach, get a side body stretch. Exhale, hinge at the hip, and swan dive your arms down. Bend your knees, touch the floor with your hands, and round your back. Then inhale, rise up to a flat back. If you can keep your hands on the floor, do that. If they need to come up to your shins or even your knees or thighs, do that. But straighten your legs, flatten your back. You should feel a stretch in the backs of the legs as well as the back. Then bend those knees and round down again, bringing the hands down. Inhale the arms out to the sides and up. Bring your hands back in front of your heart space. So that was a half sun salutation. We'll do a few more. Inhale, up, swan dive, over, hinging at the hip, touch the floor, round to the back. Inhale, flat back, straight legs, hands wherever it's right for you. Exhale, bend and round. Inhale, arms come up the way they went down. Exhale, hands in front of heart space. A few more just like that. Inhale, up, swan dive, over. Inhale, flat back, straight legs. Exhale, round. Inhale, all the way up. Exhale, hands in front of heart space. Again, inhale, up, swan dive, over. Inhale, flat back, straight legs. Exhale, round. Inhale, all the way up. Hands in front of heart space. Pause here. Notice what you feel and where you feel it. Standing here with your hands in front of your heart space is called samastihi. And then bring your hands to your sacrum. That's the lower part of your back. And I'll give you this view. And
press down on your low back or your sacrum, and then take a deep breath in and exhale into a little standing back bend. And you can try to bring your elbows behind you and pretend there's a knob right in the center of your chest on your sternum. It's being tugged gently upward. So back bending creates energy and makes your heart beat a little bit more. So if you've been feeling lethargic, that might be a welcome thing. One more cycle of breath, and then come back to standing and back to Samastihi. See what you feel after having done that. And now for the focal point of this particular yoga for teens to change your mood is called breath of joy. So breath of joy, I want you to really notice how you feel right now. Notice your heart rate, notice the general overall mood. And then we're going to check back in after we do the breath of joy, which looks like this. Inhaling in through the nose, inhaling in through the nose, inhaling in through the nose, then bending your knees and swinging your arms down. Inhale nose, inhale nose, inhale nose, out and down, bending knees. So, ha, you can make that sound. Ha, on an exhale, and that lets, ha, whatever is building in you, ha, go. Ha, 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 ha. Ha, 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 3, ha, 2, ha, 1. And then stay down, let your arms swing until they're done swinging. Take a couple of breaths there. And then bend your knees a little more deeply. I'll give you the side view. Bring your elbows to your knees. Hold on to opposite elbow. Bring your back so it's level with the floor, parallel to the floor. Reach your sits bones away as you reach the crown of your head away. Notice the heart rate. Notice your overall demeanor. And then when you're ready, come to standing, and I'm a little breathless, you might be too. Coming to standing with your feet hip distance and parallel, your arms at your sides, palms facing forward. This is mountain pose. And as you come into this pose and observe your breathing and your heart rate, also ground down through the inner line of both feet as well as the outer line. So those edges, the inner edges and outer edges, are pressing down firmly. And from that pressing down firmly in the feet, lengthen up through the whole body. And then from here, hands together in front of your heart space. And then inhale, up, swan dive, over, inhale, flat back, straight legs, exhale, round, and now step your left foot back. We're coming into warrior one, also very grounding. So your front knee is directly over your front ankle, your back foot is in 15 or so degrees, 15 or 45, and then inhale your arms up, reaching up with your fingertips, pressing that back heel back, and the energy of the front foot presses heel to toe. take 3 more cycles of breath in this warrior one. And then exhale, hands down to either side of that front foot. And then step back to a plank. Your knees can be down or up. Hold for 5 cycles of breath. Feel the strength of your core. A strong core will help you weather this entire storm that we're living in right now. And then slowly lower down, let your belly touch left. And then bring your elbows under your shoulders. Press the elbows and the forearms, which are parallel, into the mat. Pull them isometrically toward you. You might feel your spine lengthen a little bit there. That's what we're going for. Deep breaths in and out. And then slowly lower down. Bring your hands under your shoulders. Inhale up through table. Might bring your knees in, curl your toes under. And exhale into down dog again. Your heels may or may not be touching the mat. And you don't want a super narrow V like this just to get your heels on the floor. You want to have your upper body and your lower body be evenly and sort of a widely spaced V, and you'll know the right distance because wherever you are for plank with your hands under your shoulders and your legs extended is the same distance that your hands and feet want to be from one another. And then step forward with the left foot, rising up. Your hips and your chest are square to the front of your mat. I'm giving you the side view so you can see what it looks like. And then inhale your arms up. So that left hip crease is coming back. Your fingertips are reaching up, but your shoulder blades are pulling down. Deep cycles of breath. You can look up and get a little bit of a back bend in this pose if that feels good to you. And then bring your hands down, step that back foot forward, rise up to a flat back, straight legs. Exhale, round down. Inhale all the way up. Exhale, hands in front of heart space. Deep cycles of breath. And then stand wide on your mat. So wider than your shoulders. Toes are pointing straight ahead or you're a little bit pigeon-toed. Bring your hands to your hips. Inhale, lengthen to the front body. Exhale, hinge, come to a flat back. And this might be where you stay, or you might release your hands and bring them to the mat. Folding over, shake out your head. We're in another inversion now. Inversions can help us alter our mindsets as well. Inversions are when your head is lower than your heart. One more cycle of breath here. And then walk your hands forward till your back is flat. And then bring your heels in so your feet are out 45 degrees. So 90 degrees is a right angle. And this is half of a right angle. I'm trusting your math has taught you all of that, your geometry. And at this right angle, or at this 45-degree feet, your knees are going the same direction as your feet. You're holding onto your ankles and you're using your elbows to press the knees away from one another. And take one more deep cycle of breath here. Then bring your hands down and come down to sitting. I'm going to grab my blanket again. And then bring your legs out in front. And from here, bring your left foot in. This is mirror language, so you should look like a mirror image of me. And reach your right arm up. Exhale, take that right elbow around the opposite knee and your left arm behind you. So twists, if you think of when you're using a washcloth or a dishcloth or a rag and you're cleaning something and then you wring it out, that dirty water comes out, and then when you run it under fresh water again, that helps clean the rag. So think of this twist as the wringing of that rag, and then the breath is like running that rag underwater. So bringing as much of your breath into the places that feel tight in your body right now. Helps move things through your body. And out, and then coming back to sitting. So drinking lots of water after a yoga practice helps actually carry whatever was released out of your body. And then bring the other foot in. You want that shin to be as close to vertical as it can be, and you want there to be about a fist's distance between your extended leg and the foot. Inhale the left arm up. Exhale that elbow around the opposite knee and bring the other arm and hand behind you. That hand behind you helps keep your spine long. More deep breaths into those places that feel really tight. Two more cycles of breath. Keeping the chest lifted. And then coming back to center and bringing your legs out front. Now make a really big diamond with your feet. So it's not the one where your feet are really close to your body. It's a big diamond. And here you may want a sofa pillow. I have none handy. I do have another blanket, or a blanket, or if you have a yoga block, or you may not need any of this. So hold on to your ankles. Inhale, let your spine grow long. Exhale, hinge forward, and then you can place your pillow or your block or your wadded up blanket on your feet and hinge forward as far as you can, and then you can round down until your head meets your fists or your blanket or your pillow or your block. You want your head resting on something because then the muscles in your back get to let go. So this is a form of forward fold, and there are many different ones to choose from in yoga. This one's called butterfly. So forward folds are calming for your central nervous system. So if you're feeling anxious, you may want to do a form of a forward fold. If you're feeling lethargic, you may want to do some back bends. We've done a couple in this one. This practice, we've done one lying on our bellies with our elbows under our shoulders, and we've also done a standing back bend. So at any time, this could be paused, and you could hold here for as long as 3 minutes if that feels good to you. But I'm going to come up now, and our practice has wound down, and it's time now for the final pose of Shavasana, which I highly recommend. There's only a minute or so left in this video, but you can pause it here and set your phone on timer for 5 minutes, which is the minimum amount of time I would recommend. So if you would like a pillow and you have one, feel free to bring that under your head. You might want a rolled up blanket or more pillows under your knees. If your back is ever tweaky, I would highly recommend that. And then come to your back with your arms at your sides, your palms facing up, no part of your arm touching your body, feet about as wide as your mat. And see how much you can let go here. This corpse pose ends pretty much all yoga classes, this Shavasana, and it's where your body and your mind and your spirit integrate everything that you just did. So I would stay here, as I said, for at least 5 minutes. I'd hit pause.